Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 761. The previous large-scale battlefield was reduced by the two-dimensional world within white paper, with fewer than 300 level 11 beings. Now, the number of 11s in this super-large battlefield of different races has reached tens of thousands. Lin Yuan pondered silently. However, with my strength, once I enter, taking advantage of the fact that the supreme beings of different races have not reacted, could I potentially take down these tens of thousands of 11s in one go? Lin Yuan thought secretly. The reason it was only potential was that he couldn't be sure how many trump cards were hidden among these tens of thousands of 11s by the supreme beings of different races. The backhands of supreme beings were hard to gauge. At least the one Xiaqin's supreme being gave Lin Yuan could deliver a strike with the power of tens of thousands, or even 100,000. If Xiaqin's supreme being was like this, then surely the other supreme beings of different races have their arrangements as well. But even if he couldn't take them all in one sweep, Lin Yuan could still wantonly slaughter a significant number of 11s and acquire numerous supreme weapons. No one would ever have too many supreme weapons, especially since Lin Yuan was cultivating the Xianhuang physique, which had a high demand for resources. To cultivate the Xianhuang physique to the level 11 perfect state, even draining all the resources of the entire human civilization wouldn't suffice, and he could only hope for the myriad clans on the battlefield. This was just the level 11 perfect state of the Xianhuang physique. If it were the level 12 perfect state, it would probably consume even the entire universe's resources and still not be enough. This time entering the battlefield, beware of that Tianyu Meng from the Tianyu clan. While Lin Yuan was contemplating, the voice of Xiaqin's supreme being reached him. Tianyu Meng. Lin Yuan nodded slightly, as he had also heard of this Tianyu clan member most likely to cross into the 12th layer, the Heavenly Lord. Bearing the bloodline of the first ancestor of the Tianyu clan, the Tianyu clan heavily valued bloodline inheritance, and many divine skills and talents were inherited through the bloodline. The first ancestor's bloodline? That meant Tianyu Meng's talents were likely terrifying. Tianyu Meng is just that to you, but the key is that angel crown, which is one of the clan suppression weapons of the Tianyu clan, and shockingly, the first ancestor has even used this foundation. Xiaqin's supreme being continued with a hint of surprise in his tone. The human civilization also bestowed numerous supreme weapons, but there was no intention to bestow clan suppression weapons, as the risk was too great. If an extreme situation occurred and a regular supreme weapon was lost, it was just lost. But if a clan suppression weapon was lost, the impact on the ethnic group's power would be unprecedented. Clan suppression weapon. Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly solemn. Renowned as a clan suppression weapon, it was stronger than ordinary supreme weapons. So far, the only clan suppression weapon of human civilization Lin Yuan had encountered was the Void Realm world. On the ancestral star of human civilization, there was also a clan suppression weapon, but Lin Yuan didn't know which one it was. There are also powerful figures from the Universe clan and Zhou clan. Xiaqin's supreme being began to introduce Lin Yuan further. Human civilization was one of the 12 peak ethnic group powers, and the Universe clan and Zhou clan were also 2 peak ethnic groups among them. In fact, at the dawn of the universe, there were no Universe clan or Zhou clan, only one Universe clan. The Universe clan was then the most powerful force, ruling vast millions of years from the birth of the universe. However, something unknown ultimately caused a split within the Universe clan, forming the Universe clan and Zhou clan. Both the Universe clan and Zhou clan inherited part of the heritage of the original Universe clan. Although not as formidable as the former Universe clan, they were still inscrutable and occupied a transcendent status among the 12 peak powers. Even human civilization was not keen to fully antagonize the Universe Clan or Zhou Clan, as who could tell if the two peak ethnic groups would merge back into one and revive the glory of the Universe Clan. And there's the Robber Clan. You need to be cautious. This ethnic group is even more mysterious than any special life form. Xia Qin's supreme being's tone grew grave, a seriousness not apparent even when discussing the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan. If the Universe Clan and Zhou Clan originated from the dawn of the universe, then the Robber Clan supposedly hailed from a previous cosmic era. At the end of a cosmic era, the universe would naturally collapse and be destroyed. The river of time would dry up. Only supreme beings had a chance of surviving and entering the chaos void. Yet the Robber Clan was an exception. This ethnic group somehow avoided the ultimate destruction and collapse of the last cosmic era, successfully entering this cosmic era. Therefore, the Robber Clan suffered malice from the entire cosmic starry sky's origin rules grand path. The Robber Clan got the name Robber because the members of this ethnic group, from birth, had to face many calamities invisibly imposed by the universe's origin rules. Among the 12 peak ethnic groups, the Robber Clan had the fewest members, far fewer than the special lives within the Star Alliance. However, the ones who survived from the Robber Clan were undoubtedly powerful. Surviving under the targeting of the universe's origin rules and growing, how terrifying is that? Currently, the Robber Clan had only two 12th-layer ultimates, the fewest among the 12 peak ethnic groups, yet there was no ethnic group power willing to provoke the Robber Clan. Robber Clan. Lin Yuan's thoughts expanded. Surviving from the last cosmic era to this one. Even for 12th-layer ultimates, it was impossible. The universe collapses and is destroyed, and supreme beings barely have time to escape towards the chaos void as best they can. Remaining in the universe to face endless destructive power? The only existence Lin Yuan knew of that could survive one cosmic era after another was the Shenhuang Secret Realm. The Shenhuang Secret Realm was thoroughly integrated into the universe's origin, and its collapse would not affect the realm. But the Shenhuang Secret Realm was the handiwork of the Chaos Realm's Shenhuang. And the Shenhuang beast within it couldn't enter the cosmic starry skies, yet the Robber Clan could roam the universe? Time slowly passed. Days went by. Outside the super-large battlefield, towering presences appeared one after another, the 12th-layer ultimates from other peak ethnic powers arriving. Almost time to enter the battlefield. Xia Qin's supreme being looked towards the many level 11 strong ones. You all should be clear about the rules within the battlefield by now, right? Regarding the rules inside the super-large battlefield, Xia Qin's supreme being had explained in detail before they arrived. Any level 11 strong ones entering the super-large battlefield would arrive at the fringe areas of the battlefield. The fringe area consisted of 333 regions, and in some part of each area, there was a space-time path. Once entering this space-time path, one could proceed to the core area of the battlefield. Outside this space-time path, there was a spatial temporal maze, and only by passing through this maze could one reach the space-time path. The space-time path in each region had a limit on the number of entries. It would close upon admitting 100 level 11s. In other words, to enter the space-time path and reach the core area of the battlefield, one had to compete with other 11s within the same area. Only the first 100 could proceed to the battlefield's core area. Ordinarily, the level 11 strong ones arriving in the fringe areas were randomly placed, thus introducing an element of luck. If some 11s from the same clan or alliance landed in the same fringe area, they could work together to enter the space-time path securely. Alternatively, if many with supreme weapons landed in a particular area, then some spots for entering the space-time path would be internally decided. For the remaining 11s to get in, they would face escalating fierce competition. To the peak ethnic groups, the real battles on the super-large battlefield were in the core area. As for the fringe areas, they were just appetizers before the real fight. Of the 333 fringe areas, in the area where the Galaxy Master is present, all level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance follow the Galaxy Master's orders. Xia Qin's supreme being reiterated one last time. All level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance? Among the different races 11s, some strong characters took note of the prefix Xia Qin's supreme being mentioned. It referred to level 11s from the Human Civilization Alliance and not those from the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. Chapter 862. One man blocks the way, myriad clans halt. Splash. Xia Qin, the Supreme Being, looked towards the super battlefield. With a wave of his right hand, nearly 200 level 11 powerhouses plunged into the edge region of the battlefield like falling stars. The other 8 human Supreme Beings did the same, with a large number of level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance rapidly falling into the edge of the super battlefield. Following that, the peak tribes began sending their own level 11 warriors into the edge of the super battlefield. Xia Qin, did that human Shuyu also go in? A Supreme Being from the Star Alliance transmitted a message to inquire. Not long ago, space-time fluctuations that indicated an assault on the ultimate level emanated from the human civilization's territory, leading many foreign Supreme Beings to speculate that the perpetrator might be the human known as Shuyu. Judging from the performance of human Shuyu within the two-dimensional world, even if it was through the use of some treasure to exhibit such exceptional combat power, his own level must be at least level 11 perfect. It is estimated to be closer to level 12 than the 4 divine kings. Therefore, such speculation by the foreign Supreme Beings arose. But it is just speculation after all, and no one can say for sure whether it is indeed the human Shuyu. Why don't you find out for yourself later? Xia Qin, the Supreme Being, replied nonchalantly, not intending to disclose any information about Lin Yuan. He. The Supreme Being from the Star Alliance stopped talking. The Human Civilization Alliance has Shuyu, but wouldn't their Star Alliance have beings of similar caliber? The 4 divine kings were overwhelmed by the human Shuyu in the two-dimensional world, but the environment of the two-dimensional world is special. This super battlefield isn't like that. It's not easy to defeat the warriors of the Star Alliance on this super battlefield. Several Supreme Beings from the Star Alliance, in order to redeem their previous humiliation, have already prepared multiple backup plans. Super battlefield. Edge region. Lin Yuan quickly broke free from the falling momentum and gently landed on the ground. This is the edge region of the super battlefield? Lin Yuan surveyed his surroundings, seeing ancient trees that reached the sky in every direction, lush and endless. These ancient trees, each one radiating powerful vitality, would potentially transform into real-life forms in the main universe if not for the space-time suppression of the battlefield. Are there only 3 level 11 from the Human Civilization Alliance that have fallen into this area? Following the causal sensing, Lin Yuan determined the number of level 11 of the human civilization in this area. The edge region of the super battlefield encompasses 333 zones, with each zone containing only 4 level 11 warriors from the Human Civilization Alliance. It's considered quite unlucky. With so few level 11 warriors from the Human Civilization Alliance, they are bound to face targeted oppression and competition when attempting to secure the space-time path that leads to the core area. Of course, all of these are based on the premise that there is no Lin Yuan. Where is the space-time path? There. Lin Yuan carefully sensed for a while. Among the 333 edge regions, each one has a space-time path in a certain location. And this space-time path is easy to find, as long as one slightly senses the space-time fluctuations. The space-time suppression is formidable. Long-distance spatial transposition is very difficult. Lin Yuan thought to himself. That is the reason why the 333 edge regions have only left one space-time path. Without the ability to use spatial transposition, even level 11 perfect powerhouses would take too long flying from the edge region to the central area. Likely the war of the super battlefield would be over by then. Only through the space-time path can one reach the central area at the fastest speed and then participate in the struggle for dominance among the 12 peak tribes. However, with my 6th realm comprehension of space-time, I can still perform spatial transposition, but not as extreme as billions of light-years in one step like in the outside world. Lin Yuan tried a little and came to a conclusion. If this is the situation even for him, then those level 11 powerhouses could probably only fly slowly. First, let's reach that space-time path. Lin Yuan took a step and vanished on the spot. Meanwhile, in the edge region where Lin Yuan had arrived, one after another, level 11 warriors from different clans began observing their surroundings. This area, we have 53 level 11 from My Star Alliance, we've got this. A huge rocky life form followed the causal sensing with a smile on its face. Tens of thousands of level 11 strong beings have descended to the 333 edge regions, averaging to about 200 level 11 per region. With 200 level 11 from the Alliance of the 12 Peak Tribes, the Star Alliance's 23 level 11, exceeding the average number, is more likely to take advantage. 53 level 11 from the Star Alliance joining hands could probably all enter the space-time path and reach the central area. Once there, the influence of the Star Alliance in the central area will strengthen, which might impact the final outcome of the battle. In another desolate plain, a figure clad in pitch-black armor stood silently. In this area, my prison tribe only has 12 level 11? The figure clad in black armor, who was from the prison tribe, grinned and said, "But with me here, among the 100 spots on the space-time path, my prison tribe will secure 12. This prison tribe warrior at the 5th tier of level 11 wielded a supreme weapon. Among the tens of thousands of level 11 from the 12 peak tribes, only several hundred to 1,000 qualified to wield supreme weapons. Distributed across the 330 edge regions, there may only be 1 or 2 warriors of this level in each region. Therefore, the prison tribe warrior was very confident that with a supreme weapon, he believed himself to stand at the pinnacle of the tens of thousands of level 11, with only those level 11 who also held supreme weapons posing a threat to him." Chapter 863. The Space-Time Path. It's there. The prison tribe powerhouse felt for a moment, confirmed the location of the space-time path, and shot straight into the sky, flying towards a certain direction. On the super-large battlefield, the suppression of space-time is heavy. Even level 11 perfect of the 5th realm cannot rely on their own strength to achieve spatial transposition. Thus, the only method to reach the space-time path is by flying. Atop another hill, a massive brood nest descended. This border region, the brood nest belonged to the insect race. She observed her surroundings and quickly started mobilizing insect race warriors. Within her brood nest, numerous insect race warriors had already been bred. In less than a moment, tens of thousands of level 11 insect race warriors appeared, swarming around the brood nest. These level 11 insect race warriors had merely reached the threshold of level 11. In a one-on-one battle, they wouldn't be able to defeat even the weakest of level 11 warriors. But their strength lies in their numbers. Tens of thousands of level 11 insect race warriors charging together would give even the 4th layer or 5th layer level 11 warriors a hard time. And these tens of thousands of level 11 threshold insect race warriors were just the initial breed of this brood nest. As time passed, she could breed even stronger insect race warriors that would not be limited to the level 11 threshold. In front of a massive spatial temporal maze, Lin Yuan came to a stop. "It seems I'm the first one to arrive." Lin Yuan glanced around, thinking to himself. In reality, the arrival points of all level 11 powerhouses in each border region are around the space-time path, forming a circular range. This means the distance of every level 11 powerhouse from the space-time path is roughly the same. The purpose of this design is to prevent certain level 11 powerhouses from being too close to the space-time path, arriving early, and then entering without any hindrance. Lin Yuan's understanding of space-time has reached the 6th realm. Even on a super-large battlefield, he can still perform spatial transposition, which naturally allows him to be the first to arrive. This spatial temporal maze. Lin Yuan observed it briefly. In front of every space-time path, there stands a spatial temporal maze. Only by getting through the spatial temporal maze can one truly reach the front of the space-time path. Too simple. Lin Yuan took a step forward and passed through the spatial temporal maze, appearing in front of the space-time path. Outside the super-large battlefield, many level 12 powerhouses were also observing each one of the border regions. The Galaxy Master of human civilization can perform spatial transposition within the battlefield? It wasn't long before the Supreme Beings noticed this, showing a hint of surprise on their faces. According to the standards they set for this super-large battlefield, it's basically impossible for any level 11 life form to achieve spatial transposition on their own. It seems human civilization has put in a lot of effort for this galaxy master, granting him an artifact that can force a transposition. One of the insect queens scoffed coldly, glancing at the supreme beings of the human civilization. Inside the superlarge battlefield, any level 11 powerhouse, even a level 11 perfect, cannot perform spatial transposition on their own. But with the aid of a certain spatial artifact, this restriction can be broken. However, such spatial artifacts are very rare, especially for newly advanced level 11 individuals like the Galaxy Master to be able to use them, which is even rarer. Any artifact, when reaching a certain level, requires one to meet a standard for use. For instance, to refine a supreme weapon, at the very least, there needs to be the understanding of the fifth realm. The same goes for using an artifact that can force a transposition. To use it without meeting the standard or to lower the requirements, the artifact itself must be exceedingly precious. What business do you insect race have with human affairs? Xia Qin, one of the supreme beings, glanced at the insect queen dismissively in response. In reality, Xia Qin was quite puzzled in his heart. He remembered not having granted Lin Yuan an artifact that could force a transposition. Xia Qin had had the idea to grant such an artifact, but it was refused by Lin Yuan. Could it be that, in the two-dimensional world, he obtained some special spatial marvel? Xia Qin speculated in his heart. He was aware of Lin Yuan achieving many marvels in the two-dimensional world, but didn't ask in detail, as after all, they were Lin Yuan's own gains. Superlarge battlefield worlds, where many spacetimes are isolated, make it difficult for even level 12 mightiest ones to see through all spatial fluctuations. Thus, many ultimate level 12 beings are unable to judge whether Lin Yuan's spatial transposition ability originates from himself or from some spatial treasure. But based on Lin Yuan's initial entrance into level 11, the subconscious inference was that it was with the help of a special spatial treasure that he managed to accomplish all this. Even Xia Qin, the mightiest one, thinks so. Although he had personally witnessed the commotion when Lin Yuan advanced to level 11, Xia Qin, the mightiest one, had never considered that this Galaxy Master's comprehension of spacetime had reached the sixth realm, which could compete with the mightiest. This kind of spatial treasure, bestowed upon a mere newly promoted level 11. Be careful not to end up empty-handed like drawing water with a bamboo basket. The insect queen said coldly. In the superlarge battlefield, it's very difficult for those at the 5th and 6th tiers of level 11 to die, since they wield the mightiest weapons. But Lin Yuan is just a newly promoted level 11. No matter how monstrously talented, without refining a mightiest weapon, there is a possibility of death. Once dead, even if it's just the death of an avatar, that special spatial treasure would be lost. Falling into the hands of peak power wielders from other races, it would be difficult for the Human Civilization Alliance to claim it back. The Spacetime Path. Lin Yuan stood before the Spacetime Path. Now he could enter the spacetime path and head to the core area whenever he wished. Only, Lin Yuan glanced back. Heading directly to the core area was too wasteful. And there were still a few level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance behind him. If Lin Yuan went to the core area now, those level 11 powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance would probably stop at the border region. Thinking of this, Lin Yuan immediately sat cross-legged, blocking the spacetime path, quietly waiting for other alien level 11s to arrive. Time passed by. In the blink of an eye, half a day went by. Before the spacetime path, the spatial temporal maze began to churn continuously, as if many powerful beings were fighting within. Ah! Ming-Che, what does it matter if you have a mightiest weapon? With your strength, how many times can you trigger the mightiest weapon? A massive rock life form laughed heartily, striding through the spatial temporal maze with a look of triumph. Ming-Che, the U-race Ming-Che, who is a 5th tier level 11 mighty one, wielding a mightiest weapon. Swoosh! The next moment, Ming-Che, clad in pitch-black armor, also burst out of the spatial temporal maze, casting a cold glance at the giant rock life form without saying a word. There were too many level 11s from the Star Alliance in this region, over 50, no need to clash with them to the death. After all, there are 100 spots for entering the spacetime path, which is more than enough. Ha! After bursting out of the spatial temporal maze, the massive rock lifeform immediately noticed Lin Yuan, seated cross-legged before the space-time path. The Galaxy Master? The massive rock lifeform recognized him immediately. It's unavoidable. The Galaxy Master was too famous, especially after stepping into level 11, making the Starry Sky races all aware of this unparalleled genius. Galaxy Master? Race Mingche also looked towards Lin Yuan, with a somewhat puzzled expression. They didn't delay in their rush to reach the space-time path, especially the battle within the spatial temporal maze. Yet they had never seen the Galaxy Master from beginning to end. And now the Galaxy Master was sitting here? Doesn't it mean that the Galaxy Master had already arrived before they began challenging the spatial temporal maze? Otherwise, how could it be that they hadn't seen even a glimpse of the Galaxy Master? This puzzled Mingche. With the Galaxy Master's initial level 11 strength, why would he have arrived here so much earlier than them? And after arriving, why didn't the Galaxy Master enter the space-time path but instead sat before it? To be able to cultivate to level 11, how fast is their thinking speed? They immediately realized something was wrong, and did not act rashly. Just as the massive rock lifeform and Race Mingche were filled with amazement and uncertainty, Lin Yuan finally opened his eyes, looked towards the many different level 11 alien races who had just burst out of the spatial temporal maze, and said with a smile, "You guys have finally arrived." Chapter 864. Sweeping. The Galaxy Master is waiting for us? The enormous rock-life entity carefully observed Lin Yuan. Had it been any other 11-rank being, daring to stand in the way at the entrance of the space-time path, it would have long since struck to kill. But the Galaxy Master? The rock-life entity was not frightened of the Galaxy Master. It was just a newcomer to the 11th rank. What the rock-life entity truly feared was the civilization behind the Galaxy Master, human civilization, and those 9 supreme beings high above all others. Given the Galaxy Master's status within human civilization, since he dares to enter this extra-large battlefield, even if it's just an avatar descending, he must possess the trump cards and backup plans bestowed by the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. Almost there, Lin Yuan glanced at the spatial temporal maze. More and more 11-rank beings were now making it past the spatial temporal maze, stopping to look at him. The maze's obstructive effect was substantial for those 11-rank beings who first entered. As for the 11-rank beings entering the maze later, those who came before had already damaged the maze greatly, and the successors could quickly make it through, approaching the space-time path. This action was also to lower the chance of the faster 11-rank beings arriving at the space-time path first, thus entering the core area of the battlefield without any skirmish. The purpose of opening up such a large battlefield is to let the strong from all species fight and settle the score. Of course, as for someone like Lin Yuan who forcefully travels through space and time, arriving at the space-time path half a day early is completely beyond what the spatial temporal maze can prevent. A dozen breaths later, all the 11-rank beings in this region had gathered in front of the space-time path, focusing intently on Lin Yuan, who sat cross-legged. The Galaxy Master. Among the many 11-rank beings, several from the Human Civilization Alliance felt their scalps tingle. They felt the Galaxy Master's behavior was far too arrogant. Originally, as the greatest prodigy in the history of human civilization, the Galaxy Master would undoubtedly be targeted in this extra-large battlefield. Logically, the Galaxy Master should keep as low a profile as possible. But now, blocking the path in public, isn't this giving foreign 11-rank beings the opportunity to join forces against him? Galaxy Master, what exactly? Race Mingche's expression changed uncertainly, just about to speak. Just then, Lin Yuan, who had been sitting at the entrance of the space-time path, began to gather a faint Xianhuang-colored glow around his body. A heavy, oppressive aura began to spread, enveloping all the foreign 11-rank beings in an instant. The only reason Lin Yuan waited until now to make a move was simply out of laziness to chase and kill. Rather than searching every nook and cranny of this peripheral region over and over, it was better to wait here at the entrance of the space-time path like lying in wait for a hare. Any of those 11-rank foreign beings with the thought of entering the core area of the battlefield would necessarily come here. Galaxy Master, you're courting death. The enormous rock-life entity roared with rage. It was wary of the human civilization behind the Galaxy Master but not intimidated. Even facing Yu Race Ming-Che, who held an ultimate weapon, the enormous rock-life entity dared to clash a few times. The Galaxy Master? Even if he truly possessed a trump card bestowed by a supreme being, how much of it could be utilized? With his own strength, lacking the enlightenment of the fifth realm, he cannot even achieve preliminary refinement of an ultimate weapon. Boom! The enormous rock-life entity immediately took a step forward, extending its right hand, which began to grow insanely large, reaching hundreds of thousands of feet in a blink, and slammed it towards Lin Yuan. The next moment, the right arm that the enormous rock-life entity reached out abruptly turned into nothingness, followed by its own solid rock body, which began to crumble and disintegrate. What? The other 11-rank foreign beings around had their expressions changed drastically. The strength of the enormous rock-life entity was nearly on par with Yu Race Ming-Che. If not for slightly lesser comprehension of spacetime, it would definitely have been bestowed with an ultimate weapon. But now, to disintegrate directly in front of the Galaxy Master. Join forces. Together. Otherwise, we all die. Including Yu Race Ming-Che, all the foreign 11-rank beings had this thought simultaneously in their hearts. In a flash, they had no time to contemplate the multitude of questions like why the Galaxy Master has such formidable strength. Rumbling, a terrifying aura boiled among the numerous foreign 11-rank beings. Yu Race Ming-Che suddenly produced a black axe in his hand, emitting a deep luster and a breath that surpassed the 11th rank. Although Yu Race Ming-Che had initially refined an ultimate weapon, he wouldn't use it unless absolutely necessary. There's no helping it. Activating an ultimate weapon's power is extremely draining, so much so that Yu Race Ming-Che, even burning his flesh and soul, couldn't sustain many strikes. That was also the reason why the enormous rock-life entity and other special beings from the Star Alliance were able to hold him back in the spatial temporal maze just now. Of course, even without actively utilizing an ultimate weapon, simply passively employing its power also allowed Yu Race Ming-Che's strength to climb significantly. Not bad, truly the elite from the peak powers of various species. Lin Yuan's gaze was calm, his mind idly contemplating. With his strength, if he went all out, these foreign 11-rank beings wouldn't stand a chance at all. But doing so, revealing too much strength, risks frightening the true powerhouses of the various peak species forces in the core area of the battlefield. As a result, those true powerhouses, avoiding Lin Yuan in the core area of the battlefield, might even choose to withdraw from this extra-large battlefield's contention. Fine, I'll play along with you. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, and the Shenhuang force field engulfing all directions began to slowly contract. Chapter 865. Shenhuang Force Field, an innate ability of the Shenhuang physique, is used for defense against attacks. But that doesn't mean the Shenhuang force field can't attack proactively. It's just that its attacking power is relatively weak. However, the weakness here is only in relation to Lin Yuan. For those alien 11th order beings present, it is undoubtedly a disaster. Swoosh swoosh. Xuanhuang-colored light erupted, sending heart-shaking waves through the battlefield. Countless 11th order aliens fell one by one, collapsing into a massive rocky existence. My insect race warriors. The Hive Mother race watched in horror as her nurtured insect race warriors vanished into ash under the Shenhuang force field. In no time, the Hive Mother race's own form began to crumble as well. In a corner of the Shenhuang force field, several 11th order powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance stared dumbfounded at the one-sided massacre unfolding before them. In their eyes, the novice 11th order Galaxy Master, with every move he made, allowed nearly 200 alien 11th order beings to fall without a fight, including the Yu race Ming-Che clad in supreme weaponry, barely clinging to life. Is the Galaxy Master's strength this terrifying? Several 11th order human powerhouses exchanged looks with each other, their minds trembling with fear. They had thought earlier that the Galaxy Master was too arrogant, having already reached the space-time path, and wondered why he didn't just enter sooner. Instead, he chose to wait there for the 11th Order aliens to arrive. Now, it seemed the Galaxy Master simply wanted to slaughter the 11th Order aliens for sport. Before long, inside the Shenhuang force field, all the alien 11th Order beings had turned to dust and smoke. Only the U-race Ming-Che remained, desperately defending himself with the Supreme Black Axe in his hand. Though the Supreme Black Axe was not a defensive supreme weapon, its black luster provided a strong defense. In fact, every supreme weapon has its myriad uses. An offensive supreme weapon can defend, and a defensive supreme weapon can attack, each differing only in the level of power they exhibit. Supreme weapons. Lin Yuan gazed at the black axe in the hand of U-race Ming-Che with a slightly somber expression. Compared to the trivial transcendental power demonstrated by the peculiar objects within the two-dimensional world, the formidable power of the supreme weapons in the main universe was truly frightening. If Lin Yuan had not yet stepped into the 11th Order, he might indeed have had no way to contend with the opponent. Galaxy Master, spare me this one time. Name your conditions. U-race Ming-Che was genuinely scared and hurriedly spoke up. Although he could temporarily hold his ground, he sensed that the mysterious force field around him was becoming heavier and more oppressive. Most importantly, Ming-Che could no longer bear the energy expenditure of activating the Supreme Black Axe. On the contrary, Lin Yuan seemed to be handling it with ease. Once Ming-Che could no longer wield the Supreme Black Axe, he would inevitably be crushed by the omnipresent mysterious force field surrounding him. Without the Supreme Black Axe, Ming-Che would be no different from the massive rocky existences. Conditions you're asking me to provide? Lin Yuan looked at him with a calm gaze and smiled. Surrender the Supreme Black Axe. Give up the Supreme Black Axe? U-race Ming-Che's face soured, as the axe was loaned to him by his own prison tribe. How would he explain this to the prison tribe if he handed it over to the Galaxy Master? Compared to this Supreme Black Axe, what did his avatar amount to? Galaxy Master, please make another demand. U-race Ming-Che said in a low voice. If he had to choose between surrendering the Supreme Black Axe and continuing the standoff with the Galaxy Master, he would prefer the latter. Perhaps before he ran out of energy, the Galaxy Master would give up? U-race Ming-Che didn't believe that the Galaxy Master could suppress a supreme weapon without any expenditure. Then I shall take it myself. Lin Yuan said indifferently. Boom boom boom. The Xuanhuang-colored light around became increasingly intense. After nearly half an hour, U-race Ming-Che could no longer hold on and, in a final act of desperation, activated the Supreme Black Axe aiming for a mutual destruction with Lin Yuan. Unfortunately for him, the pitch-black, profound light from the axe was all blocked by Lin Yuan, and in the end, U-race Ming-Che perished, with the Supreme Black Axe quietly floating in the air. Even without its master, the supreme weapon still emitted an ultimate tearing aura. The ultimate weapon. Lin Yuan's mind willed it, and the black axe flew toward him, landing in his hand. It still has a master. Lin Yuan attempted to intrude the black axe with his mind will, but encountered resistance and immediately understood. The prison tribe Ming-Che had only lost an avatar, not truly perished, hence the ultimate weapon wasn't without an owner. Nevertheless, Lin Yuan did not care. Once he brought the ultimate weapon back, naturally, there would be plenty of time to erode the internal resistance. My ultimate weapon. Within the prison tribe territory, Ming-Che's true self bellowed in madness. For a powerhouse like him, at the 11th tier, 5th category, an ultimate weapon was once in a lifetime. If not for this massive battlefield's creation, and the prison tribe's urgent need for a significant number of powerhouses, he would have never had the chance to refine the ultimate weapon. But now everything was gone. He not only failed to enter the core area of the battlefield, achieving nothing, but also lost the ultimate weapon. Why is that Galaxy Master's strength so terrifying? After a fit of rage, Ming-Che felt a chill in his heart. Lin Yuan's strength was too horrifying, and even if he had also relied on external forces, forcing him to exhaust his ultimate weapon to its last, was beyond anyone's imagination. The Galaxy Master is definitely not a novice at the 11th tier, He must have reached at least the fifth realm in his comprehension of spacetime. Otherwise it would not be possible to impose such a suppression on spacetime that even I am unable to escape. Ming-Che took a deep breath. Too terrifying. Ming-Che felt a bit stifled. Knowing earlier that the Galaxy Master had such power, he would have fled at the first opportunity. In front of the spacetime path, Lin Yuan glanced at the spoils of war. The bodies of many alien 11th-tiered beings were all turned into the most primal force by Lin Yuan's primal force, then used as nourishment for cultivating his Shenhuang physique. The bodies of those at the 11th tier contained unimaginable amounts of energy. Even for Lin Yuan, they were quite a boost. Besides, Lin Yuan also gained an ultimate weapon, that black axe, as well as hundreds of various treasures. Waiting for half a day and this is the income, it's quite worthwhile. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Aside from the ultimate weapon and many treasures, just the essence energy contained within the 100 or 200 alien 11th tier bodies, if converted into cosmic rare resources, would be measured in tens and hundreds of billions of cosmic crystals. Not to mention an ultimate weapon of incalculable value. Although Lin Yuan already had tens of ultimate weapons, nearly 100-odd items garnered from the two-dimensional world were mostly made of 12-star rare materials. But that certainly does not mean that the ultimate weapons are worthless. What are you all dawdling for? Lin Yuan glanced at the few 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance standing in a corner, trembling with fear, afraid to speak. From the beginning till now, Lin Yuan was using the Shenhuang force field, secretly protecting these 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance, to prevent them from being killed by the aftermath of the force field. Although Lin Yuan was decisively lethal against 11th-tier aliens, he was quite amiable towards his own people. Galaxy Master, what should we do now? What should we do now? The several 11th-tier powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance finally mustered the courage to ask from the corner. Enter the space-time path. Leaving this message behind, Lin Yuan stepped into the space-time path's entrance, and his figure disappeared from the spot. Let's also go in. After a while, the 11th-tier powerhouses managed to come to their senses, approaching the space-time path and looking towards the empty and desolate battlefield. Couldn't help but feel profound emotions. No wonder the Supremes instructed us to follow the Galaxy Master's lead upon entering the battlefield. At this moment, these 11th-tier powerhouses seemed to have an epiphany. Originally, they were quite puzzled by this order, and even though they dared not contradict the Supremes, they could not help but speculate in their minds. But now they finally understood. At the same time, within this border region, the battle that took place, to be precise, the massacre, the matter of numerous alien 11th tier beings being slaughtered by the Galaxy Master, swiftly spread among the top pinnacle race powers. Chapter 866 Accidental Encounter. Outside the mega battlefield. One by one, the 12th layer ultimate beings are also paying attention to every little thing that happens on the battlefield. Ha ha ha! The first powerhouse to reach the core area battlefield is from our Tianyu clan. Being the first to arrive doesn't mean having the advantage. The core area battlefield is vast. There is no significant difference between the first arrival and the last. The many 12th layer ultimate beings discussed and talked among themselves. The core area battlefield is the true stage of this mega battlefield, and only the 11th layer powerhouses who enter the core area battlefield are genuinely participating in the clash of cosmic pinnacle ethnic power. The Galaxy Master from the Human Civilization Alliance. He didn't enter the space-time passage but sat down there instead? No. How is the Galaxy Master this powerful? As Lin Yuan began to slaughter many alien 11th layers, the expressions of the 12th layer ultimate beings gradually changed. It's not that the 11th layers of various races killed by Lin Yuan were that important, but the newly advanced 11th layer Galaxy Master having such power? You humans, the price you paid to nurture this Galaxy Master was not small. It must have consumed quite a bit of the origin of the Void Realm world, right? Otherwise, how could the Galaxy Master have such a high understanding of space-time within such a short time? The replication of space-time origin fluctuations by the Void Realm world is after all different from the natural space-time origin fluctuations formed by the universe. Aren't you afraid that such forced growth will lead to an unstable foundation? The various 12th-layer ultimate beings sneered repeatedly. The whole mega battlefield is essentially a colossal 12th-layer weapon, capable of blocking the senses of supreme beings. After all, at the level of life of supreme beings, even just a hint of malice or killing intent could affect the 11th-layer powerhouses. To ensure relative fairness in the mega battlefield, supreme beings cannot directly project their senses into the battlefield. But even without probing with their senses, just by watching from a distance, the 12th-layer ultimates could somewhat gauge the level of the Galaxy Master's spacetime comprehension. All the major pinnacle ethnic forces had carefully collected much information about the Galaxy Master. Stepping into the 11th layer did not take much time, yet he possessed such terrifying spacetime comprehension. There can only be one explanation. That is, the Human Civilization Alliance specially created an outer realm for the Galaxy Master, replicated the cosmic starry skies laws with the Void Realm world, and then slowed down the flow of time, allowing the Galaxy Master to spend long years in that outer realm. Is that so? The ancient power supreme being snorted coldly, and secretly transmitted to the feather butterfly supreme being, Yudi? Did you really do this? Experiencing the fluctuations of spacetime is best done comprehensively within the universe. Using the Void Realm world's replication, for a genius like the Galaxy Master, might be a bit counterproductive. The ancient power supreme being also felt that this was somewhat inappropriate. With the talents and capabilities displayed by Lin Yuan, there was no need to rush like this. I have never used the Void Realm world for the Galaxy Master, Feather Butterfly Supreme being immediately denied through transmission. The Void Realm world is a clan suppression weapon, although I refine and keep it, every usage is known to you all, right? Not used it. The ancient power supreme being and the other few supreme beings looked at each other. Without using the Void Realm world to replicate and comprehend spacetime origin, how was the Galaxy Master able to achieve such a level of spacetime comprehension? Virtual world. Personal space. Lin Yuan sat in an armchair, savoring the fine wine in front of him. In between training, Lin Yuan often came to the virtual world to relax. With Lin Yuan's vast mental will, it was altogether too simple for him to multitask millions of tasks, dedicating a sliver of his mental will to enjoy the virtual world. Abnormal, too abnormal. Opposite, Naylan, the Deputy Tower Master, couldn't help but show a color of amazement. The numerous information from the mega battlefield were constantly communicated among the many 11th layer powerhouses. Lin Yuan's slaughters, including the prison tribe Mingche and massive rock life forms. As his original body was still alive, naturally, there was no need to particularly hide his encounters. Especially the prison tribe Mingche, in order to make losing a supreme weapon somewhat more reasonable. Not only did he not belittle the Galaxy Master, but he even greatly exaggerated him. Because the Galaxy Master is strong enough, losing a supreme weapon seems somewhat reasonable. Did you enter the core area battlefield? Lin Yuan asked casually. I was lucky. The fringe area I descended in had more than 30 11th layer powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance. Naylan, the Deputy Tower Master, said. The 30-plus 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance, united together, could completely monopolize some of the quotas of the spacetime path. All the 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance in that area could safely enter the core area battlefield. That is the advantage of unity. In fact, the area where Lin Yuan was located, including the massive rock life forms and several dozen special beings, also planned to do the same, even temporarily repelling the prison tribe Mingche who wielded a supreme weapon. But unfortunately, they encountered Lin Yuan. The numerical advantage can indeed offer significant benefits at times. Like the Sea of Bugs tactics of the insect race is based on this principle. But when the disparity in strength is too great, the advantage of numbers is not that significant. That's good. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. By the way, I heard something. Naylan seemed to think of something, whispering, the insect race, Tianyu clan, and other strongest from the 11th layer, plan to join forces to besiege you. The combat power displayed by Lin Yuan made the 11th layers from the insect race, Tianyu clan, and others feel like thorns in their side. Hence the idea of besieging him emerged. Besiege me? Lin Yuan immediately became interested. This was exactly what he desired. During the slaughter of the massive rock lifeforms and the prison tribe Mingche from other alien 11th layers, Lin Yuan had intentionally suppressed his own power, all for this moment. If at that time, Lin Yuan had overwhelmed all the 11th layers from different races, even Mingche with the supreme being weapon couldn't last a few breaths. How could the strongest 11th layers from the insect race and Tianyu clan muster the courage to besiege him? They wouldn't even have time to run. Yes. You must be careful. Nalan spoke earnestly. Even knowing the formidable combat achievements displayed by Lin Yuan, facing the strongest 11th layers from all the major peak clans, Nalan still hoped that Lin Yuan would be as cautious as possible. Those strongest 11th layers not only relied on themselves but were likely carrying backups from their ultimate beings, with Tianyu Meng from the Tianyu clan even bringing the clan suppression weapon into the fray. Clan suppression weapons. The might of clan suppression weapons surpassed that of supreme being weapons, a major peak clan group that for billions of years has collected and forged supreme being weapons, possibly reaching dozens or even hundreds. For instance, the aurora from outside the universe a few hundred years ago was the main material for forging supreme being weapons. A complete aurora from outside the universe could probably forge 7 or 8 supreme being weapons. But clan suppression weapons? Even if one acquired that once-in-a-universe opportunity, the Human Civilization Alliance could call no more than 10 items clan suppression weapons. Other peak clan forces would have even fewer. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. Although Lin Yuan was very confident, he was no fool and knew the terror of the clan suppression weapon. Megascale battlefield. Core area battlefield. Arriving here through the spacetime path, Lin Yuan observed. Spacetime suppression has surged significantly once again. Lin Yuan looked around, the boundless world unfolding before him. With my current spacetime comprehension, the maximum distance of transposition could reach several light-years, but it consumes a great deal. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Moving several light-years in one step was considered very slow, but this was a megascale battlefield meticulously crafted by supreme beings, under the spacetime suppression. Even those 11th layers could only travel by flying. Although Lin Yuan could continue spatial transposition, his own consumption began to increase significantly. Sixth realm spacetime comprehension could forcibly manipulate the space rules on the megascale battlefield, but Lin Yuan, not being a supreme being, lacked the ancestral force necessary for manipulation. I might as well fly slowly. Lin Yuan ceased his idea of continuing to advance by transposition. There's no need for excessive consumption on this. Once he encountered the enemy, it would be more cost-effective to perform spatial travel and pursue. Currently, the position selected by the 11th layer powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance to establish the war base is in that direction. As the supreme commander of the Human Civilization Alliance on this battlefield, Lin Yuan knew many top-secret pieces of intelligence, including the location of the war base. The war base, a stronghold established by a major peak clan group in this battlefield. The war base was not only crucial for this war but also served as a foundation for expanding in subsequent wars. Head to the war base first. Lin Yuan changed direction and flew towards a certain location. Time passed. In a matter of days, Lin Yuan flew swiftly, his vast sensory range spreading out millions and tens of millions of miles from himself as the center. In the megascale battlefield with heavy spacetime suppression, not only was spatial transposition restricted, but even the range of his sensory perception was severely limited. In the cosmic starry skies, Lin Yuan's perception could cover hundreds of light-years instantly, but in this megascale battlefield, it could only cover millions of miles incrementally. Is there a skirmish occurring tens of millions of miles away? Lin Yuan seemed to sense something, his gaze turning towards the right front. Though vast, the core area battlefield occasionally witnessed encounters between powerhouses from different clans. Once these powerhouses met, if their respective clans were hostile, a clash was inevitable. Let's go have a look. Stirred by curiosity, Lin Yuan headed towards the source of the skirmish. Soon, Lin Yuan clearly sensed the parties involved in the skirmish. 9 11th layers? 5 against 4? Lin Yuan suddenly raised an eyebrow. And there's a familiar face? Chapter 867. Within a turn of the hand. As the greatest genius in the history of human civilization, Lin Yuan knew many powerful individuals. Many alien strong ones longed to establish connections with the Galaxy Master. Not only because of the human civilization but also because of Lin Yuan's own potential. With the cultivation speed demonstrated by Lin Yuan, he was the life form in this era with the most hope of reaching the ultimate peak, advancing to level 11. The Galaxy Master was certainly among them. Who wouldn't want to establish a good relationship with a future level 12 ultimate being? Why does Sejong Ancient God hold a transcendent status in the cosmic starry skies? Why even peak groups are reluctant to pressure too much? Isn't it because this ancient god sponsored, at one time, those who had not yet reached level 12 ultimate? But knowing is just knowing. The ones that can be called acquaintances, especially alien strong ones, are not many. Lin Yuan looked at the powerful fighters thousands of miles away who were engaged in a fierce battle. One side was from the insect race and the other was from the prison tribe. Both were forces of peak groups, although there were only 4 from the insect race side. Still, 3 of them were from the insect race hive, summoning a large number of level 11 insect race warriors, binding the 5 strong prison tribe fighters without regard to their own lives. From the momentum, even though the numbers of the insect race were fewer than the prison tribe, they were still suppressing the latter. Tuoba Ancient God. Lin Yuan watched one of the figures. This figure belonged to the insect race side, mingled among many insect race warriors, pressuring the 5 besieged prison tribe. It was indeed Tuoba Ancient God. Lin Yuan had quite an impression of this ancient starry sky deity. Initially, he had taken away his friend Fang Qing's mind will, using it to blackmail Lin Yuan in hopes of obtaining resources to reach the ultimate level. Later, in the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan seized the opportunity to kill Tuoba Ancient God once, but it was only an avatar that died. Now, having just entered the core battlefield area, he has encountered this ancient starry sky deity again. It's quite coincidental. Then another death it shall be. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Although there was no way Lin Yuan could have been blackmailed successfully by Tuoba Ancient God. But this feeling of being threatened made him very uncomfortable, and now that he had met him again, he naturally wouldn't let him go. Not to mention Tuoba Ancient God's allegiance to the Insect Race Alliance, which is an enemy of the Human Civilization Alliance. Even without Tuoba Ancient God, Lin Yuan would crush him conveniently. Over a vast mountain range, the space-time rule fluctuations surged. 5 level 11 prison tribe powerful beings furrowed their brows, killing large amounts of successive insect race warriors while also fending off the soul attacks from the 3 insect race hives. And Tuoba Ancient God's ambush. These bugs are really annoying. Big brother. Let's use the ultimate weapon. A prison tribe's strong one with horns on his head communicated telepathically. Use the ultimate weapon? The leader of the prison tribe hesitated for a moment. Ultimate weapons are mass destruction weapons, a trump card. It shouldn't be used lightly. The energy required to activate ultimate weapons is considerable. But considering the current situation, if they continue to be deadlocked, there is no meaning. They can only use ultimate weapons to break out of the encirclement of insect race warriors. Tuoba, they are going to activate their ultimate weapons. On the insect race side, one of the insect race hives seemed to sense something and immediately communicated telepathically with Tuoba Ancient God. I know. Tuoba Ancient God's expression was solemn, always ready to use the ultimate weapon he possessed. While waiting for the right moment, Tuoba Ancient God swiftly thought, how is that Galaxy Master so strong? To be able to kill Ming Che? Tuoba Ancient God felt regret at this moment. Originally, he thought that with his own strength, coupled with the ultimate weapon bestowed by the insect race, he would not have any problems surviving on the battlefield. But he did not expect that many peak group powers, for the control over this massive battle arena, basically used all their trump cards. The Insect Race Alliance, situated as the ruler on the battlefield, absolutely possessed the power to suppress the usual holders of ultimate weapons at level 11. This is something the queen of the insect race did not tell him before entering the battlefield. Compared to insect race members, Tuoba Ancient God, as a special life form, belongs to outsiders, many intelligence secrets are not known. Actually, hiding some battlefield secrets for Tuoba Ancient God isn't really a big deal. Given the intensity of a massive battlefield war can be unimaginably high. With Tuoba Ancient God's own strength plus the ultimate weapon, there is still a great chance of surviving. Although Tuoba Ancient God is only level 11 5th tier, he came personally with true form, which is much stronger than an avatar, especially some of his trump cards, which probably could compare to a level 11 perfect. But the strength of the Galaxy Master was too terrifying. Tuoba Ancient God had no doubt that if the Galaxy Master encountered him on the battlefield, he certainly would not hesitate to strike. I'm here in person this time. I cannot take any risks. Once I reach the war base of the Insect Race Alliance, I'll just hide inside and not come out. Tuoba Ancient God has already made up his mind, even if this would cost him a lot of merit, but life is the most important. In fact, when he learned about the strength of the Galaxy Master, Tuoba Ancient God thought of withdrawing from the massive battlefield. But once you enter the battlefield, there's no turning back unless you endure until the different phases of the war progress. There is absolutely no possibility of leaving halfway. Buzz. On the prison tribe side, a terrifying fluctuation emerged. The leading prison tribe strong beings hand-produced an artifact tower weapon. A golden aura began to spread in all directions. Rise. Tuoba Ancient God also swiftly activated a gray bell, a defensive ultimate weapon, but also possessing the power to suppress. Just as the auras of the ultimate weapons from both sides were about to collide. Chapter 868. The disturbance in time and space suddenly vanished. A young man's figure emerged amongst the high-altitude congregation of powerful beings on either side. The young man's sleeves fluttered as the Xuanhuang-colored force field descended. In just a mere moment, it suppressed the ultimate weapons of both the prison tribe and the Tuoba Ancient God. Who is that? The 5 powerful beings of the prison tribe instantly looked up at the young man. It's the Galaxy Master. We're in trouble. The 5 members of the prison tribe became tense. Naturally, they were well aware of the Galaxy Master's battle records, killing the bearer of the ultimate weapon, Ming Che, and thereby positioning the Galaxy Master at the very pinnacle among the tens of thousands of 11th rank battlers. Galaxy Master? The 4 insect race hives grimaced, as the human civilization was inherently hostile to the insect race, and the sudden arrival of the Galaxy Master was clearly indicative of his intent. Let's go. Without hesitation, 3 of the insect race hives abandoned a huge number of insect race warriors, transforming into streaks of light, fleeing into the distance. In the eyes of the many 11th rank powerful beings of the Insect Race Alliance, unless it was one of the very strongest, no one else should entertain the thought of resisting upon encountering the Galaxy Master alone. Galaxy Master? Tuoba Ancient God, who was in the process of activating the bell-shaped ultimate weapon, was in a state of utter chaos. The core battlefield was vast and boundless, and even with knowledge of the Galaxy Master's strength, Tuoba Ancient God believed that as long as he could hide within the war base, he could preserve his life. But now, he hadn't even reached the war base when he ran into the Galaxy Master. Can you escape? Lin Yuan glanced at the 3 frantically fleeing insect race hives. His thought flickered, and the Shenhuang force field crushed down. 2 of the insect race hives exploded immediately, while the remaining one had a faint glimmer of light emerging on its surface. An ultimate weapon? Lin Yuan took another look. With his current strength, even the Shenhuang force field, which was a passive defense, could resist very few 11th rank lifeforms. Boom! Like an ocean, the Shenhuang force field once again enveloped the similarly escaping Tuoba Ancient God. The bell-shaped ultimate weapon spread its aura, briefly resisting the Shenhuang force field, but Tuoba Ancient God felt a chill in his heart. From the insect race warrior's judgment of the Galaxy Master's killing of Ming Che, as long as one was enveloped by the Shenhuang force field released by the Galaxy Master's ultimate weapon, it was very difficult to escape. Galaxy Master, the feud between you and the insect race has nothing to do with us, the prison tribe. If you want to deal with the insect race, go ahead, we'll be leaving. The 5 powerful beings of the prison tribe seized the opportunity to also start escaping into the distance. You'll stay too. Lin Yuan glanced at them, with no intention of letting the prison tribe go. After all, it was an ultimate weapon. It couldn't simply be let go. The Xianhuang force field seemed tangible, suppressing and fixing the three ultimate weapons in place. Galaxy Master, do you really think you can outlast the three of us? The five powerful beings from the prison tribe were furious and shocked. Inside the Xianhuang force field, they struggled to move, as though they were in a bog. Ultimate weapons cannot be destroyed. The only way to kill a holder of an 11th rank ultimate weapon was to exhaust them. To outright deplete the holder of the ultimate weapon until they could no longer activate it. Let's try. If Lin Yuan used his full strength, the mighty beings from both the insect race and the prison tribe wouldn't last long. But there was no need. Already trapped in the pot, life and death were in Lin Yuan's hands. There was no need to expose more. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, more than an hour had passed. Tuoba, ancient god, was starting to falter. Galaxy Master, as long as you can spare me, any condition can be arranged. Tuoba, ancient god, communicated through transmission. He still wanted to attempt reaching the ultimate, even if the chances weren't high, but he had to try. What if he succeeded? Stepping into the 12th layer, his might would shake the cosmic starry skies, and he might even become one of the rulers of a peak power. But now, all of this was impossibly distant from the Tuoba, ancient god. No need. Lin Yuan shook his head. With his current strength, Tuoba, ancient god, was of no use to him. Even taking him as a servant was considered bothersome. Half an hour later, a resolute expression appeared on the face of Tuoba, ancient god. He began to burn everything he could, desperately trying to activate his most powerful weapon to break free from the Xianhuang force field's bindings. But alas, it was all in vain. In the end, the aura of that bell-shaped supreme weapon rapidly depleted, and Tuoba, ancient god, under the omnipresent cover of Xianhuang force field, perished into dust. The vastness of blood essence and soul power, under the refinement of the primal force, transformed into the purest origin power and was absorbed by Lin Yuan into his inner world. Dead. Lin Yuan put away the bell-shaped supreme weapon, glanced at it casually, and then put it into his inner world. Lin Yuan's eyebrows suddenly shot up. In the instant that Tuoba, ancient god, perished within the Xianhuang force field, Lin Yuan clearly felt that the karmic connection between himself and Tuoba, ancient god, had unexpectedly disappeared. Such a situation only posed two possibilities. One was that Tuoba, ancient god's comprehension of the laws of causality far surpassed Lin Yuan's, allowing him to easily conceal his own causal thread. But this possibility was practically zero. Comprehending the laws wasn't something achieved overnight. A second ago, Lin Yuan could still easily perceive Tuoba, ancient god's causal thread, and the next second he could no longer feel it. Tuoba, ancient god's understanding of the laws of causality surpassed Lin Yuan's in just an instant. Too unrealistic. The second possibility was that Tuoba, ancient god, had thoroughly perished. The dead Tuoba, ancient god, naturally had all causality cease, and for Lin Yuan to not feel the connection to the other party was quite normal. So Tuoba, ancient god, actually entered the battlefield with his true body? Lin Yuan felt slightly surprised in his heart. Only when the true body perished, all avatars would also perish, and the causal threads would disappear directly. That's right, the two-dimensional world just ended not long ago. Tuoba, ancient god, didn't have the time to condense new avatars. Moreover, protected by a supreme weapon, sending out his true body into battle was entirely possible. Lin Yuan quickly understood in an instant. Although sending out the true body into battle was a great risk. But risk also signified opportunity. The strength of the true body was stronger than that of the avatars, with many hidden trump cards at hand. Its final explosive power also greatly surpassed that of the avatars. If the true body entered the battlefield, coupled with a supreme weapon, Tuoba, ancient god's ability to preserve his life went without saying. Indeed, it's the true body, carrying many treasures. Lin Yuan casually checked Tuoba, ancient god's spatial bracelet. There, he found a huge amount of resources and treasures. Since Tuoba, ancient god, had decided to join the battle with his true body, he naturally brought all the accumulated treasures with him. After all, If the true body perished, these resources and treasures would lose all significance. Tuoba, ancient god, being a uniquely solitary life form without the encumbrance of a race, did not have the notion of leaving the resources and treasures outside to pass on to descendants. This makes for a tidy profit. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Not to mention the gains from killing Tuoba, ancient god, completely slaying a level 11 fifth-tier mighty being in human civilization, meant a large number of merit points. After the death of Tuoba, ancient god, that insect race hive and the 5 mighty beings from the prison tribe also could not hold on and died within Lin Yuan's Shenhuang force field. Everything transformed into the most refined origin power, becoming the sustenance for the cultivation of Lin Yuan's Shenhuang physique. He put away 2 supreme weapons, and took the time to tally up the other gains. A sense of emotion welled up in Lin Yuan's heart. Initially facing Tuoba, ancient god, I could only rely on the deterrent power of human civilization to oppress him, but in truth, Tuoba, ancient god never took me seriously, otherwise he wouldn't have taken the opportunity to extort. Tuoba, ancient god, as an 11th layer ancient god, at that time I was only at the 9th layer. If it weren't for human civilization, Tuoba, ancient god wouldn't even spare me a second glance. But now, even with a supreme weapon in hand, Tuoba, ancient god died at my hands, and killing him was no different from stepping on an ant. Lin Yuan thought to himself, strength. This is absolute strength. A strong desire to become stronger emerged in Lin Yuan's heart. He was now able to kill Tuoba, ancient god, but 12th layer supreme beings might also be able to kill him. In front of supreme beings, there was no way he could contend, and he could only hide within the Shenhuang secret realm and barely protect himself. I must become a supreme being. Lin Yuan's gaze was resolute. Only by becoming a supreme being would he truly have the capital to roam across this universe, not being seen as an insignificant ant by ultimate existences. Chapter 869, Me Against the Galaxy Master? Several days later, Lin Yuan was about to arrive at the Human Civilization Alliance warbase. Actually, if it weren't for intentionally searching along the way, to see if he could find traces of other 10th rankings from different races, and possibly harvest a few more ultimate weapons, Lin Yuan estimated that he would have already reached the warbase. Those 10th ranking from different races have also learned to be smart. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. Ever since he killed 9 11th ranks of the prison tribe and insect race, among whom 3 carried ultimate weapons, in the core zone battlefield, the 11th ranks of the major different races had become much more low-key, not only staying away from the area where Lin Yuan was last seen, but also avoiding as much as possible any battles with other races. Without the space-time fluctuations from battles, Lin Yuan could only detect the traces of different races within tens of millions of miles at most, which is a drop in the ocean compared to the vast core zone battlefield. Next, I need to find an opportunity and wait until those 10th rankings of different races are all gathered together before making a move. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Only by doing so could he reap the maximum reward. If Lin Yuan revealed his true strength too early, those 10th rankings from different races would probably not dare to gather together, but would be dispersed in corners of the core zone battlefield, engaging in guerrilla warfare. After all, Lin Yuan's outward strength wasn't unbeatable at the moment. At least a few of the strongest 11th ranks from various peak powers were confident they could handle him. This was also the illusion Lin Yuan had created by taking action several times. Outside the Human Civilization Alliance war base, dozens of figures were already waiting. All of them were 11th rank evolvers from the 9 evolution towers. A few days ago, the Galaxy Master struck again, killing 9 11th ranks of the insect race and prison tribe. How terrifying! How many years has the Galaxy Master been cultivating? The strongest genius in the history of our human civilization? I guess in the history of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky, there has never been a genius comparable to the Galaxy Master. The dozens of 11th rank evolvers were quietly discussing this as they received news that the Galaxy Master was about to arrive and had been waiting here early on. Those who could stand here, the 11th rank evolvers, were basically all 11th level perfected evolvers, hardly lacking in pride. Yet facing the Galaxy Master's fierce achievements, all they felt was admiration. Killing 11th ranks holding ultimate weapons was an entirely different concept from defeating 11th ranks holding ultimate weapons. Even though there were a few 11th level perfected evolvers on the field who, by relying on treasures bestowed by the supreme powerhouses, could forcefully kill 11th ranks holding ultimate weapons, how many years had the Galaxy Master been cultivating? When they were at the age of the Galaxy Master, they were still playing around at the 5th or 6th rank. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Master was already wreaking havoc in this super-large warbase in space of intense warfare. Just as the numerous 11th level perfected evolvers were rapidly exchanging information, a figure emerged silently in front of everyone. Galaxy Master. Greetings to the Galaxy Master. One after another, the 11th level perfected evolvers immediately looked at Lin Yuan with ardent eyes. Is the warbase all set up? Lin Yuan glanced down. The arrangement of the warbase hadn't been done by Lin Yuan, but by the 11th level perfected evolvers from various evolution towers. Of course, as the supreme commander of the Human Civilization Alliance in this battlefield, Lin Yuan had the ultimate control over the super-large battlefield. Yes. It's almost ready. The leading 11th level perfected evolver spoke with a smile. His name was Shen Yuan Yu, from the Shen Yuan Evolution Tower. If not for Lin Yuan, he would likely be the supreme commander of this battlefield. Lin Yuan looked at the 11th level perfected evolvers and said, I haven't been involved in many wars against different races. The main problems on the battlefield still rely on all of you. The Galaxy Master is being modest. Shen Yuan Yu was slightly stunned and couldn't help but speak. With the strength of the Galaxy Master, having the confidence to influence the outcome of the entire war, it is us who rely on the Galaxy Master. What's the current situation? Lin Yuan inquired. The current state of the super-large battlefield rarely sees local conflicts. Everyone is preparing for a full-scale war. Shen Yuan Yu's face showed a trace of amusement. This should be due to the deterrence of the Galaxy Master. Normally, the strongest 11th ranks from various peak clans, although capable of suppressing ordinary 11th ranks with ultimate weapons, generally wouldn't make a move. But due to Lin Yuan's influence, those strongest 11th ranks began to take action successively, causing most 11th ranks to dare not fight outside, and instead hide in the warbases, waiting for the full-scale war to come. The full-scale war refers to the decisive battle where the 12 peak clan forces converge the vast majority of their power. Within the full-scale war, the strongest 11th ranks generally face counterparts of the same level. Ordinary 11th ranks face ordinary 11th ranks, and there won't be scenes of the strongest 11th ranks picking on ordinary 11th ranks. I see. Lin Yuan nodded. No wonder he hardly felt any battle fluctuations along the way. Not only was he making moves, but the strongest 11th ranks from other peak clan forces were also taking action. All right. I won't intervene with the specific arrangements of the war. When the full-scale war begins, just call me. Lin Yuan said. Intervene with war arrangements. It requires a great deal of immersion in war experience, and even if Lin Yuan had the ability, he didn't want to waste the time. Sure. Shen Yuan Yu and the other 11th level perfected ones were slightly relieved. Although Lin Yuan was extremely dazzling in terms of war preparations, it was not just about having strong cultivation talent that counted, but also relied on a keen grasp of the battle situation. They were truly worried that Lin Yuan, being overly confident, would misjudge the war situation, leading to a scenario where the Human Civilization Alliance suffered a crushing defeat. Swoosh! Lin Yuan's figure disappeared once again. He appeared at the most central location of the battlefield base. This place was also the control center of the entire war base. Lin Yuan could freely control every detail of the war base from here. Did the Galaxy Master leave just like that? Not discussing with us how to deal with the 11th ranks of the other peak clans? Dozens of 11th level perfected evolvers looked at each other. This was the first time they had seen such a nonchalant commander of the battlefield. All right. Since the Galaxy Master does not wish to get involved with the war arrangements, then let me take charge. Once we've discussed the results, we'll present them to the Galaxy Master for a decision. Shen Yuan Yu glanced around. He held great prestige within the Human Civilization 11th rank circle and was very persuasive. Furthermore, Lin Yuan's deliberate delegation of authority made him feel quite relaxed. Sometimes, whether the opponent is strong or not is not the key factor. What's crucial is whether the commander can clearly judge the situation. As a commander, although Lin Yuan did not make any arrangements, he also did not meddle at will, which put Shen Yuanyu at ease. War Base Control Room. Rather than calling it a control room, it would be better to say it was a vast world. This war base is fundamentally a large-scale 12th rank fortress, much more important than ordinary supreme weapons. Lin Yuan, controlling the entire war base, pondered deeply. Even with the foundation of human civilization, there's only such a base. One can imagine how terrifying this war base is. The war bases of the other 10 peak clan forces are probably similar. Lin Yuan thought to himself. To break through such a terrifying war fortress, even if he exerted all his strength, would be difficult to achieve in a short amount of time. Nevertheless, if they're all hiding in their war bases, then wait until full-scale war breaks out before taking action. Lin Yuan thought silently. Once full-scale war commenced, the vast majority of 11th rank beings from different clans would appear on the battlefield. That would be the best opportunity for Lin Yuan to capture them all at once. For now, continue cultivating. Lin Yuan gazed through the control room at the vast and colossal battlefields of different races. The essence of this colossal battlefield of different races is a stable world created by many supreme beings, converging the vast origins of space-time rule. Observing this colossal battlefield was equivalent to observing the insights of various supreme beings regarding space-time, combined with the secret skill, Milky Way. For Lin Yuan's understanding of space and stepping into the pinnacle of Sixth Realm, this could be of great benefit. Your perceptiveness defies the heavens. Observing the colossal battlefield enhances your understanding of space-time. For a moment, numerous insights on space-time flooded his mind. Space-time, originally one entity, why speak of fusion at all? To perceive space-time, one shouldn't approach it from the perspective of fusing them, but from the depths of one's heart, seeing them as originating from the same source. The more Lin Yuan observed the colossal battlefield, the more bursts of inspiration surged within him. The spatio-temporal fusion rule attracts most strong beings' attention to fusion, but in reality, space-time does not need to fuse. They are inherently unified. Milky Way. With a mere thought from Lin Yuan, the surface of his body started to ripple with a space-time Milky Way. This secret technique, in the most straightforward and understandable manner, articulated the essence of the sixth realm and even the seventh realm of spacetime. Lin Yuan's realization of the sixth realm of spacetime in the boundless void owed a great deal to the secret skill Milky Way. Tianyu Clan War Base. Tianyu Meng sat high on his throne, wearing a halo of sanctity, and looked down upon the numerous 11th rank godlords below him. On both sides of Tianyu Meng were two slightly smaller thrones, occupied by the other two strongest 11th rank members of the Tianyu clan. Next, let's discuss how to deal with the Human Civilization Alliance. Tianyu Meng looked around slowly, speaking at a measured pace. The Human Civilization Alliance's evolvers who can be called the strongest 11th ranks, Shen Yuan you should be counted as one, and that Galaxy Master probably two. The one with a head full of golden hair on Tianyu Meng's left was also a strongest 11th rank of the Tianyu clan. His name was Chu Li Xiao, a direct descendant of the Tianyu clan's second progenitor. Amongst the many 11th rank strong beings of the Tianyu Grand Alliance, Chu Li Xiao was definitely the strongest, second only to Tianyu Meng. The artifact he carried, even though not as formidable as Tianyu Meng's halo of sanctity, was not to be overlooked. Its lethality surpassed that of supreme weapons. Shen Yuanyu was the disciple of the Shen Yuan Supreme of human civilization. Shen Yuan Supreme had not yet struck at the ultimate when he became his disciple. This time, Shen Yuan Supreme should have bestowed a treasure, likely very powerful. When Tianyu Meng reached this point, he paused for a moment and continued, "In that case, I will handle Shen Yuanyu. As for the Galaxy Master, I'll leave it to you, Chu Li Xiao." Tianyu Meng looked at Chu Li Xiao and said, "Me dealing with the Galaxy Master?" A smile appeared on Chu Li Xiao's face as he confidently said, "No problem. Chapter 870 Real Myriad Realms Gate. Don't underestimate the Galaxy Master. Tian Yumeng glanced at Chu Li Shao, reminding him, human civilization actually dares to let such a genius enter the battlefield. They must be prepared. After Tian Yumeng spoke, scenes of battle images appeared in front of him. It was Lin Yuan entering the super-large battlefield and taking action multiple times. Although Lin Yuan did not leave any survivors every time he made a move, other than Tuoba Ancient God, the rest of the alien strong ones were just avatars. The original body shared memories with the avatars, and could restore the entire battle process through the memories of the original body. The main method of the Galaxy Master should be the Xian Huang-colored domain ability. This kind of ability is so powerful that it can suppress ordinary supreme weapons. As long as it drags on, holders of supreme weapons at level 11 perfect won't be able to outlast it. Tian Yumeng watched the battle images, and as the battlefield commander of the Tianyu Grand Alliance, she always needed to pay attention to the intelligence information of strong figures from other peak power camps, to make adjustments to the battle situation, aiming to use our strengths to attack their weaknesses. What the Galaxy Master is best at is suppression and endurance battles. Although it is unknown why the Galaxy Master can maintain such a level of Shenhuang domain for a long time, the ability mastered by Chu Li Shao can precisely counter such tactics. Therefore, Tian Yumeng ultimately chose to let Chu Li Shao confront the Galaxy Master. The Shenhuang domain is just one of the methods the Galaxy Master has shown. It doesn't mean that the Galaxy Master only has this one method, understand? Tian Yumeng looked at Chu Li Shao. She knew of Chu Li Zhao's pride, hence her admonition. In fact, like Tian Yumeng and Chu Li Shao, such strongest level 11 perfect individuals are the prepared candidates for their great peak clans to breach the ultimate. Usually, they wouldn't show themselves, all immersed in contemplating the breakthrough to the ultimate. If it wasn't for the super-large battlefield being so crucial, they wouldn't have possibly spared the effort to enter the battlefield. I understand. Chu Li Shao thought for a while and nodded. Even if I can't defeat the Galaxy Master, I can still hold them off. I don't care about the other strong humans, but I can ensure that the Galaxy Master won't be able to assist. Just holding them off is enough. Tian Yumeng nodded in satisfaction. She viewed the Galaxy Master very highly. If it wasn't for Shenyuan Yu being the direct disciple of a Shenyuan Supreme, based on current intelligence, who poses a greater threat than the Galaxy Master, she would definitely like to try challenging the Galaxy Master herself, and see what it feels like to face this unrivaled genius known across all great peak clans. Next, Tian Yumeng analyzed other evolved beings of the Human Civilization Alliance and accordingly arranged members of the Tianyu Grand Alliance to counter them. The Human Civilization Alliance is almost dealt with. It's time for the Robber Clan. Tian Yumeng looked visibly more serious, and so did the other strong members of the Tianyu Grand Alliance. While human civilization is powerful, the Robber Clan is even more unfathomable. Being a suspected lineage from the previous cosmic era, the Robber Clan has the smallest number of members among the 12 peak clans. The two level 12 ultimate members of the Robber Clan are the most powerful among all the level 12 members in the universe, and they've probably reached the pinnacle of the path-creating realm. The level 12 ultimate of the Robber Clan is incredibly powerful, and their warriors below level 12 can also sweep those of the same level. In this super-large battlefield, the 12 peak clans have close to 2,000 level 11 evolved human members, which is considered above average. The number of level 11 Robber Clan powerhouses is the least, less than 100. Even so, Tian Yumeng felt as if facing a great adversary, arranging herself and two other strongest level 11 members, along with dozens of level 11 perfect, to jointly hold off the strongest level 11 of the Robber Clan. Luckily, the Robber Clan members are few in number, otherwise even if we join hands with the other 10 great peak forces, we might not be able to handle them. Tian Yumeng thought to herself, comparing to the special life forms nurtured by the universe, the Robber Clan members are much more difficult to deal with. Every member of the Robber Clan has grown through endless calamities, their combat experience almost perfected, and the legacy of their secret techniques are also extremely strong. Due to many factors, the Robber Clan holds a unique position among the 12 great peak clans. Least in number, yet the most threatening. Insect race battlefield base. One by one, huge insect race hives were floating in space, and one after another, ferocious insect race warriors were quickly bred. At the same time, the wills of the insect race hives were interweaving, communicating efficiently. Bing 387, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in defense. Bing 778, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in attacking. Bing 1923, you specifically breed insect race warriors who have reached level 11 perfect in soul illusion. Streams of enormous mental wills were continuously transmitted between the major hives. Compared to other Peak Clan's combat styles, the insect race has only one. That is the sea of bugs. Continuously breeding insect race warriors with different focal points, and under the control of the insect race hive, perfectly combining and cooperating. An insect race warrior who has reached level 11 perfect in defense, in front of other level 11 perfect, might just be a live target posing no threat. But if you add an insect race warrior who has reached level 11 perfect in attack, along with another who has reached level 11 perfect in soul illusion and so on, under the control of the insect race hive perfectly cooperating, even if they are not as good as level 11 perfect, they are probably not far off. If this number is multiplied by 10,000, 100,000, a million, even level 11 perfect would feel terrified. Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.